Welcome to Schroit Worldwide. I'm your host, Mint Miracle, and today we'll be doing an album review of Skin Lesions by Flifmille. Not only was this Flifmille's debut album, but it was also the very first Schroit album ever released. So, to start things off, let's look at the album art. It's pretty solid. You get to see a monkey screaming at the top of its lungs, which raises a very interesting point about some early Schroit. Although nowadays it's almost always AI generated art, there's a surprising amount of older albums that actually used royalty free images as the album cover instead of doing AI. And this is one of those examples. In fact, this is how Schroit started off. Now, the album comes in at a pretty short 1 minute and 10 seconds. Even for Schroit standards, this is a very short album. And of course, as per usual with Flifmille, it's a 5-track album. Flifmille really likes to stick to his 5 tracks, which works well for him, and hey, that's how Schroit started out. So we start off with Gas Leak, which then goes into Stolen Breath, then Storm of Ash, then Travesty, and then New Beginnings. Now the first 3 tracks, because they're all the exact same length and at the exact same tempo, they kind of like blend together. They're all pretty solid, but they all kind of meld together as they kind of flow perfectly from one after the other, which is an interesting effect that we don't really see often. Maybe some Schroit composers will have to revisit that as a concept. Then after that, we get Travesty, which is the longest track of the album at a 19 seconds, which is, of course, pretty good. But then we end off with New Beginnings, which, in my opinion, is maybe the strongest track on the record. It is a very good, like, bright, shining conclusion to kind of finish everything off, since the start of the album was a lot more hectic, and then New Beginnings just kind of, like, clears the air and, like, opens the wave of, like, yes, this is the beginning of something new, of Schroit, the greatest genre on the planet. Overall, I think that Skin Lesions is a very solid album. I definitely don't think it's one of Flifmille's best. I think it's aged pretty solidly. I'd maybe give it like a 3 to 4 out of 5, maybe a 3.5 out of 5. I feel like there's nothing on the album that really stands out to me as like an absolute banger, but it really is the foundation for all Schroit that we listen to now, and we got to give it respects. It's one of the classics. So, hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know which Schroit releases I should review next, and remember, subscribe to Schroit Worldwide and join our Discord server. Whip.